we've added Instagram. Hey everybody, we've added Instagram, we've added Facebook Live. This is an exciting time for creative chatter. Go baby, grow baby. We are in the place, y'all. We are in the place. I hope you are ready. I hope you are excited. We are excited. Oh my gosh. This is such an amazing time. Oh my gosh. I need everybody to jump in here. Facebook Live family and friends, you guys get in here, like, share, hearts, emojis, all of that good stuff. We want to know who's where. We want to speak. We want to chat with you. We want to love on you. We want to revisit our one word and our challenges. And we want to also revisit our activities. And our activities actually came in the form of questions on Facebook. So I hope you are paying attention. I hope you're ready to respond. I hope you are excited. We are coming down to the end of this month. This is the end of the month. And at the end of this segment, we are going to introduce the new word that we will launch on Wednesdays. That's right, not Mondays. We're going to be doing this on Wednesdays, y'all. Wednesdays at 4:30. The time won't change, but the day will change. All right. So we want to make things a little bit more flexible. Let everybody kind of get their day started or the beginning of the week started, and then we dive right on in to the week. And by the time we get to Wednesday, we should be all ready to go, all guns blaring, right? So I'm hoping to see you all on Wednesdays. You'll see some information coming through, and you'll be able to join us on that day, and you'll be able to speak and share some wonderful things with us. Tell us how you're doing in regards to your challenges. Respond is what's most important here. How you respond to the questions when we do it on Facebook, because we're here to support you. We're here to empower you, to encourage you, to the village wants to see you progress. I want to see you progress. I need to progress. And so you're helping me, I'm helping you. We're, what is it? Helping each other, got each other's back, as they say. So I want to have your back. I want you to have mine. All right. So in that, let's get on to what this whole month of September, minus 1 week, because we didn't start in the beginning of September, but we came in about the second week. And we treated it like it was for a whole month, right? It may felt like one. So I'll start with me, of course. And my start began with dealing with the different challenges of, what do you call it? Discipline. The word was discipline. Okay, so we had our situation with discipline. And what was the discipline? One of my disciplines that I wanted to work on was dealing with my personal issues with self, my shape, image, my personal image. And so sometimes you have to do things that help work on that image. So one of my challenges was get out, walk. So you saw me doing walks with the dog. I was doing some other things like some, I don't know if you guys heard that little thing called, what do they call it? Body groove. So I was kind of like dancing around, trying to get myself, keeping myself motivated. And instead of driving my car, I was walking to the distances of the local stores of things that I wanted instead of jumping in the car for that little quick, how we can do. We don't want to sit up there and walk. We jump in the car in a heartbeat. So I decided to walk. And then there are some other disciplines, like some things, areas that I needed to focus on, right? So there was I think I posted it where I actually had to um, turn off my TV, right? So that I could really focus. Because one of the things we won't do as long as we have HGTV, which is one of my weaknesses. I love watching the Fixer Upper shows. I love watching Cake Wars or any kind of, Food Network show, Guy Fieri and all them folks. I'll watch all of that stuff, right? And time will tick, 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 tick right on by, and I'll get nothing accomplished. And then I'm going, what did I do? And then I'm sad. So we want to, that's right. You're an HGTV. There you go. That's right. We have these weaknesses, y'all. That's it. And we gotta hone them in. And we gotta do things that we know needs to get done. Will help us progress to what we want to accomplish. And set it aside. Set some things aside. So in that, I want us to kind of like talk about some of those things. So what have you, talk about your discipline. I shared mine, and I have someone here on the line here on Instagram who said, I love HGTV too. And she's like, amen. She's agreeing with me that we have to put some things aside. Yes, we have to, y'all. It's discipline. The word is discipline, right? And I knew I had someone on my Facebook page who was telling me that, well, actually they showed me. They started doing their push-ups day one. Day one. They had somebody showing, getting that workout in, right? Because they needed to improve and do better. And we said part of our work was, if you know better, you got to do better, right? So, and we're here as a village. So always check in on Facebook, check in on Instagram, and see what is the challenge. I'm falling back. I'm not staying current. I'm not staying on top of whatever the word of the month is. I need to get on top of my stuff. I shared in the very beginning that it takes 3 days, y'all, to create a habit, and takes 30 days to break one. So why do you think I'm saying we need to do 30 days? One word. Give challenges and give activity. Why? Because it's going to take an entire month for us to really focus on what we need to do to bring about change. Anybody in the room want some change? Let me see a show of hands. I need some change. Do you need some change? I believe we all could use some change. And that's what this is all about. It's all about provoking change. Change in our heart, change in our mind, change in our behavior. And it takes a village. Amen. And it takes some vulnerability to own your mess, right? Say, you know what? That's me. And don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. We're going to have to address that too. We're going to have to address shame. We're going to have to address a number of things that keeps us from progressing and hindered. We don't want to be hindered. We want to progress. We want to achieve great things. We want great things. But what are we willing to do for those things, right? And who do we want to answer to? We get to feel in some kind of way when someone asks us, how are we doing? But then what would you be like if someone never said anything about how you were doing? Are you staying on top of that? How is it going? It takes a village. We said in the beginning again, when this whole creative chatter program began, it was like we knew it was going to take a village for us to grow. It was going to take a village for us to achieve goals that we otherwise would push aside or kind of beat ourselves up about because, well, I know I should have done this. I know I should have done that. But what excuse did we have not to? So it helps to have a friend that come to Cece's table. We chat about it and we work on it. And there may be a strength out there that you have that someone else ain't got. And they're going to need that word of inspiration, that word of encouragement, that word of empowerment that comes from you, right? I did never profess to have the answers, but I do have a heart to provide the platform. And that's what this is. This is just a platform to help us grow. Because my whole program, my whole organization is called Go Baby Grow Baby. And it's really about helping you to get up and get moving and get out and do what that is that's in your heart, your purpose, right? Some of us have these giftings and these skills and these abilities, but we're not pressing the go button to get it done. Or we don't have anybody that we can connect with to help us get there, right? So you never know who's going to land at Cece's table. Okay? You don't know who's going to land here. So you never know. It could be an investor that might land at Cece's table. Come on now. You never know who it could be. It could be a TV personality. You know, it could be because we're working one day with youth. It could be a Michelle Obama that shows up at Cece's table. You never know who would show up at this table and will be able to take you to places you could not take yourself. But we all have to do this, and we have to come together, right? So I want to encourage you. I want to empower you. Tell a friend. Let's get in here and let's talk about it. Now, discipline. When I first launched this, I asked a question. Is discipline only for children? And now I'm just going to recap, because we do have some faces that may have or may have not joined us before, and may have some questions, want to chat about it. So I want to ask you, do you feel that discipline is simply for children? Is it just kids play? I just want to see a show of hands. Not even a show of hands. I actually want you to talk back to me, because I don't want to be the only one conversing. So what do we have here? Oh, we have Dottie in here. We have Amanda in here. What's up, folks? Good to see you. Again, the question that I've just posed, if you're just joining in, the question I posed is discipline just for children? And when you respond, then I'll respond, because I truly know what you got. I got a heart. Oh, I wanna hear your side of things. I don't want to just be the one who pumps you full of information. I want to see what your heart is what speaks to your heart, because you may say something that might prick someone else's heart. And again, this is all about change, and we want to be about that, right? I want to be about that. That's why I'm here. Yes, let's do this. Is discipline just child's play? Because truth be told, if we want to really be honest with it, I want to say it started out as child's play, or rather, it started out as simply for children. But in my years of growing, what I've come to learn is discipline was taught to us as children. It was really taught to us as children. But as we grew older, there were things that we were taught that, because we rebelled against it, we struggled with as adults. I've got Miss Aisha on here. Aisha Scott joining us from the CEO and founder of Diva Builds Future. And she says, no, it's not just for kids. What does she say? We all need discipline. That's right. Talking to the people, talking to people matters, and responding to people matters. How we treat people matters, and how it coincides with discipline. And it's so true. When we learn, there were things that mama used to tell us and teach us about respecting elders, respecting one another. All right, Dottie. Dottie says it's a mindset. Come on, anybody who agree with that? Because anybody agree with what Aisha said? Because there are things that, again, our mamas, our daddies, they taught us some things. They taught us how to speak, how to carry ourselves. There were some values there. And there were some values that they gave to us, but we kind of went, that ain't for me. And we rebelled. But then when you see young people, or you see how long, sometimes there's some things that you didn't pick up. And then you're like, man, mama was right. Or man, I can't believe I'm facing this again. There were things that we just honestly just didn't embrace, and we didn't think it would be the word relevant to us in our adult ages, right? So I agree, like Dottie said, it is a mindset, and it has taught some of us how to treat other people, as Aisha had shared. Amanda is sharing, nope, we all need discipline in various areas. And it's so true, which is why when we first launched Creative Chatter, we talked about what was yours. And, it was really about being really vulnerable. Where is it that you are weak? So some of us mentioned that we binge watch TV. Some people just get on TV and they spend 5 to I don't know how many hours watching TV, not really getting in. Time is passing by, and they aren't. They're not reaching out. Oh man, I can't catch them all. Why isn't this processing? There's some things that are not processing to me on Facebook like I want it to. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to have to fix that. So I've got somebody helping me out here. So I'm going to reach out to some of those Facebook folks. Let me pull up my Facebook. So you guys might see me turn my head away from my phone, but I want to respond to everybody. And I want to thank as many as I can, because we're having a system issue. I know that some poor people are having poor connections with Instagram. I saw that populating. So just hang in there with me. We're going to have some of these issues fixed, of course. But let me see. Let me get here where my Facebook is, because I know it's live there. I just don't see it myself right now. All right. So where are we here? All right, there it is. There it is. There it is. So let's see. Open it up. Oh, I gotta turn that down because it's not gonna work. All right, so okay, so now Kirk Butler, that's my cousin, y'all. Everybody give a quick wave to Kirk Butler, my cousin over in the ATL. You're in the ATL, right, Chris? Please don't embarrass me with that one. I know that's going to be bad if you're not. But he shared that discipline is for all ages. A person must have discipline to make it through life. Come on. So discipline is a huge factor in how we do life and how we live life, right? So you without discipline, you're out there going rogue. you have no direction, life is going to hit you, and it's going to hit you hard. And, a lot of what I'm doing in this is really to help structure some things for our young people, because we've lost a lot of young people to a lack of discipline, right? And we want to get that back. We can get that back. But what's the thing we need? A village of those who will tap them on the shoulders and love on them, and not just look at them cross and snarl and give them the stink eye, but just, hey, you know what, there's a really sweet way, there's a better way you can say that, or and find interesting ways, or get them at the table, bring them to the table, so that we can really educate them in a very loving atmosphere. Okay, so I'm really wanting to encourage that we do that. Let me see. Amanda says we have to have self discipline to create long term goals. Do you have any long term goals? That's a real question. And if your long term goals, if you don't have discipline, how are you going to reach it? If you don't realize that you need to study whatever the craft is, if you don't take time and close yourself off and say, maybe you're easily distracted. Hello, anybody got any hands up? I got mine's up. Squirrel moment in a minute on you. So it really does require self-discipline. And do you have self-discipline? It's a practice. That's why when we do one word this month, it would have been amazing to see how you all would develop. And I want to ask you, if you came into Creative Chatter, 2 weeks ago when this started, did you work on that thing that you said you struggled with? And I want to see from you, write it in, type it in. Let me know. Yes, Latice, I did. I worked on that thing. It was a struggle. I'm telling you, I struggled. And there came that day where I had to literally turn that TV off and get in it, get in the book, start reading, do what you know you need to do. Start writing, preparing yourself. It's super important, and it takes a number of us. And when I see this many names, I want to be able to check in on you. I want to be able to, inbox you and say, hey, how's that going? I want other villagers who see your name and say, hey, how's that going? Are you working on that discipline? Are you binging on TV? What shows did you watch this week? And how many episodes did you watch? Right? We want to keep everybody in check. When I say in check, not in a harsh tone, not in a harsh way. Everything we do is in love, right? Love will hide a multitude, and it will bring people in and let them know you care. I'm going to look over here and check out what's going on in True You Never Know. And Jasmine says, discipline is not just for kids. There are areas in our lives where we lack and need discipline. So real quick, anybody want to share a discipline right now where they have seen improvement? Maybe just in the last 6 months. You might not have joined Creative Chatter on 2 weeks ago, but you can say you thought on something that you struggled with, and hey, you know what? I've seen a little bit of change in me. I could stand more discipline, or I could stand to do more. And there were some questions. And again, I want to encourage you, when you come to Creative Chatter, when you go to the Go Baby Grow Baby Facebook page, you're going to find maybe a challenge. You're going to find maybe an activity that is going to require you to respond. And sometimes having to respond, that's a discipline. Saying, I really want to make that change. I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna say something. I did. It's my channel and I did it. Because first to the speaker and then to the audience. So I have to do. And some of what is being done, I'm doing through some things that I saw in the world around me. And we needed someone who wasn't going to be afraid. And honestly, this platform, I shared this last week, the week before. This platform being live, I told you, this girl right here, she's got image issues, y'all. Image issues. I got to work on this. And I got to work on it in a way that's comfortable for me. But in order to make those changes, in order for me to see Go Baby, Grow Baby really grow, I've got to be in the now. I can't sit back and wonder what's going to be the next new thing. And we won't, because we're excited about where we're going. She says, like I said last week, it's a commitment. Go ahead, Dottie. That's right. It's a commitment. Are you committed? What are you committed to? Ooh. Oh, what are you committed to? Come on, y'all. What are we committed to? Are we committed to something that's progressive? Are we committed to something that will cause us to stumble, fall away? What are we committed to? What else do I have? Do we have to have? Okay, yep, I read that one. Some things we're not taught. Talk about that. Cancel whatever that was. Some things we were not taught. Some things we were not taught. So, is that an open door to never developing a discipline? Anybody got an answer for that? Even if you weren't taught it by whom you thought should have taught it to you, did it ever cross your path? And did you deny it because it wasn't who you thought it should have come through? Fair question. What's the answer? Come on, village, talk to me. Just because it wasn't taught through who you thought it should have been taught through, was it not shared with you, and because it wasn't who you thought it should have been, you denied it. You turned from it. Real question. It'd be great to get a real answer. We have to... Anybody got a real answer? It's helping. We got to help one another. We got to be helpers one of another, y'all. We can't sit and expect that all discipline is going to come from any one source. Some people on this line are going to be believers. There's going to be some people on this line that are not believers. And this isn't a line that is requiring it. What this line is going to do is again, it's all about a village, and we're here to help one another. So you never know how God is going to send a source, right? I'm a believer, and I believe that God will send sources in different ways. He'll send a stranger by to deliver you a message or share something with you. And just because it wasn't who you thought it should have come from, you may have turned it away. Amen, Dottie. And I hope everybody is looking at the comments that are being put through, because again, this is a village. I might be sharing what they share, but I want you to look at some of these comments because it's here to help everybody. That's why I'm so grateful. This is the village that helps us to say, to really rethink how we think, right? Because sometimes, oh, we think our thinking is all right. And you know what? Not always, right? Sometimes we need a new perspective. Everybody needs a new perspective. Everybody walked around for days with a Bobby Brown, it's my prerogative attitude. Now it's like it's come to a place where people have stumbled and failed so much that they failed and missed out on some very learnable, teachable opportunities. And so now, thank God he never gives up on us. He always provides a platform. And as Dottie has shared, you can still learn. And we don't have to fall for the myth and the comment that the world has taught us that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Okay, I ain't calling myself old. Not by any chance. But here I am doing something new. Okay, we have comics in the room. All right. So anyhow, any other comments about learning and not, that you can teach an old dog new tricks? I really appreciate you sharing that, Dottie. Yes, because I really firmly believe it will, though, take the D word, discipline, and the C word, which was just added, commitment. You got to be committed to it in order to see the change. And anybody in the room can honestly say that when they stay committed to a discipline that they wanted to see change, it was a beautiful thing. Anybody in the room struggled with the discipline of their finances? Ooh, I knew this was going to be hard and hot, but yes. I am not an expert in this area, but I can say I have done a great deal better. Still need work. Still working on it. And I want to share this. Just because we'll move on to a new word in the month of October doesn't mean we stop working on this word. No, these words are being brought forth because these are things that we could use every day. And this will be posted so that you could always revisit it and share it with a friend. Right? So that's why it's so important for the village to share what their thoughts and hearts are saying so that we can help someone along the way. And that's what we're here for. Let's see. Me too. What's the Amen. Well, a lot of the times parents don't teach certain disciplines to their children because they were not taught themselves. Woo. Okay. She got me with that one. Thank you, Jasmine. Because there were some things I can honestly say, start with me first, always. There were some things that I wished I had received from my parents. And I didn't get those things. I didn't understand how someone else could have those things and I didn't have those things. And it became this why, all this other stuff. And I learned along this journey that a person can't give what they were never taught. So are we putting some expectations on some people who never received it themselves? And then we put this heavy weight on them and we hold them hostage to what they could never give to you because they really didn't know how to give it to you? Anybody had that experience? Go ahead, show hands. Let's have it. Talk about it. That's what we're here to clear the air and help someone. All right. Jasmine is saying, yes, I had to work on discipline with my finances when it came to buying too much Starbucks. Any comments in the room? Somebody binging on Starbucks? We got some different issues here, people. But an issue is an issue. And that's why we're here at the table. And we're going to have some deliverance at Cece's table. And yes, Aisha has raised her hand. And yeah, we put a lot of expectations on others when we have to examine ourselves. Well said, Amanda. Oh, Aisha. Aisha said she's working on it. And just in case some of you don't know, I'm not going to tell all of Aisha's stuff, but there's a Starbucks issue there. And she confessed it. She confessed it through Jasmine's comment. Isn't that something? Good job, y'all. That's vulnerability for you. They're putting it out there going, hey, that's me. All day. Day. Gotta have it. That's your vice. If that's your vice. But what is your vice doing to you? Think about it. What does this vice do for you? I mean, some people may not carry weight, but could it turn into something else? Yeah, you never know. So is it, she goes, I'm working on it though. Yeah, I understand. I love my addiction. Oh, but she's working on making her coffee at home. Okay. Save them dollars, girl. Save them dollars. She is funny. Oh, man. What else do we have? Let's see. Yes, I had to work on my discipline. Amanda replied to him, oh, oh, oh. So there's a few Starbucks addictions in the room at the table. Oh, anybody have anything that can support or help our Starbucks addictees? Tea, water, think about the gas that we're taking, and I'm not gonna I'm gonna look the other way, because when I think about it, Aisha is gonna say, well, I was already out, and I was, and it was right there by the house, so I really wasn't burning any gas. We want to be careful what we're gonna give excuse to, because if we give excuse to everything, y'all, then we're taking discipline and flushing it right down the toilet. What is it? I'm saying, what does she say? They really have an amazing easy coffee makers out there. Okay, there you go, Amanda. Do you have one? There's a question. See, and here's the thing. Aisha just admitted, she goes, I have it in my pantry. Keurig. And you know what, guys? Let me put it like this. I know Keurig and coffee creamers and Ready Whip will never replace whatever that is that Starbucks is offering. They used to sell the Starbucks caramel, and then they stopped doing that, so that you could have your drizzle, Aisha. She goes, so my goal is actually just a discipline in my budget. It's not the Starbucks. The issue is budgeting. Okay. All right. So when you think about what you're spending in Starbucks, where could these funds go? Right? I'm working on my metal budgeting. Oh, is my discipline. Amen. Amen. So, there's a quick answer to, or an opportunity for a solution for some who are practicing that. Think about your budget, and does it really fit the budget, or could you be using this money someplace else? Is there something else you would rather have that could help you, if you weren't, that you could enjoy if you weren't putting it towards a venti at Starbucks, for you venti drinkers, right? Or for you, I'm going to leave grande alone, but grande, I'll go grande too. Because sometimes when we go, we're not just getting the Starbucks. We might be getting the croissant. I know when I visited Texas, I'll put my stuff on the front page. When Aisha would go, and she's like, Latisse, what's your favorite drink? What's your drink again? She actually, at one point, I think she had it down. And then it was like, oh yeah, and if you don't mind, give me a croissant. So it's not always just getting the drink. Sometimes it's the drink and whatever little, banana loaf, a lemon loaf, a cake pop, whatever the issue is. Sometimes we're not just there getting the drink, y'all. Sometimes we're getting the drink and a little side snack. Okay, so think about that. That can easily turn into $10 real quick. Some folks it's $12 if you go in venti. So we really need to see that. I didn't have Starbucks today. What? See, this is where normally I would have this conversation with Aisha in the mornings. Now I know why we didn't have a conversation, because she didn't go to Starbucks. That explains it. All right. Yes, Latisse, I have gotten better, and I've been drinking tea at home, and it helps. Plus, my husband keeps me accountable. All right. Hats off to Michael Turk. Woohoo! So thankful to you, Michael, for keeping her in check. All right. I know you might not be at Cece's table, but I'm gonna give you a hats off. All right. So eventually, maybe Jasmine will share that with you. What is it? She says it all adds up. Money, weight. Woo! Money, weight. All right. That means Latisse really got to up her body groove, her body groove game, because she got to stay away. I don't do Starbucks like some of these folks that have made their major confessions to that. But we do need to check. We do need to check that. I personally just need to do more physical movement. I spend my entire work day anywhere from 8 to 12 hours sitting. And then I go sit to do some more work with regards to Go Baby, Grow Baby, and creative chatter. So very little extra movement. That's why when this came about, I need to challenge myself to do more walking and to get more active, because I know that will help me reduce. And so, know better, do better, right? And that's what we're here to do. Know better, do better, get rid of the excuses. Get rid of the why nots. It's my body. It's my prerogative. Let's get rid of some of these conversation or these words that we put, this dialogue that we profess and we declare out loud, that actually begins to be stumbling blocks in front of us, that we, even though you can't see it, it's there. Not all stumbling blocks is going to turn out to be a big block of cement in front of you. And they're going to be invisible blocks that you're not even going to understand. Why am I still tripping over the same thing? Why am I not seeing change happening? right? And again, being at the table is to help us embrace and process. What is it that I'm doing? What is it that keeps hindering me? That's why it's so good to sit with a group of people, not just in a room amongst ourselves, listening to ourselves, but really getting the perspectives of many and going, wow, I never really thought about it like that. I never gave that a thought. I never saw it as a stumbling block. I never saw it as a budget eater instead of a budget cruncher. You know, we're gonna do better. We're gonna do better. I'm hoping that this word will help us to do better. And because this is such a powerful word, we're gonna revisit this word. Why? Because I believe we still need work in the area of discipline. You can't get enough discipline. Any amens in the room? Hello. Any amens in the room? Let me get an amen. Show of hands, y'all. Right here, we could use some more discipline. Discipline is daily. It's every day, all day. Let's see. We're going to be wrapping up pretty soon because I want you to come back and sit at the table. So we're going to only spend an hour at CC's table. When we visit, we spend an hour at CC's table. Let's see. I like the technique about dealing with budget. I know our brother William Binion recently just posted something about Binion 2022. Just thought I'd tell you I did see it. And there may be some who will join in that. I don't know. I may actually try to do it. I may try to get my body ready to be able to do that. I'm not going to try to look at what issues I'm facing physically, and that could, but I'm going to see what I can do to do myself better. No promises, but I'm definitely going to be trying to get myself ready. And if I feel like I'm ready, I just might meet you at Binion 2022 because, again, it's about helping one another. It takes a village. And, you know, William Binion is all about a village when he does 2020. When he does Beat the Binion, it's all about a village, right? So a big shout out to William Binion on that. If you all have something that you want to get a shout out on, send me a text. I will shout it out for you, okay? Because we're here to support one another. The excuses stop when you get sick and tired of no change. What you say, Jasmine? The excuses stop when you get sick and tired of no change. She shared that I got tired of not being able to fit certain clothes or how I was looking in certain outfits. So I started walking 5 days a week and it has been working. Amen. So I'm going to work on 3 at least, try to squeeze in 3 days. You know, when you say, don't try to do the great big jump, do things in moderation, right? Don't try to be Superwoman or Superman, right? Trying to floss and flex and take a picture, post it. That's another thing. That's another thing that holds us accountable. When we can show up, put it on Facebook page, put it on GBGB page and say hashtag challenge accepted. And challenge accepted lets us know you're really working at something. You're looking to change something. Hashtag challenge accepted. And put it on the Facebook page under GBGB. And we're going to support you. We're going to let you know we see you in the room. We see you in the room. And we want to encourage you and push you to go further, go higher, do better. Amen. We want to do that. That can be a challenge. Walk at least 3 days. Thank you, Dottie. Amen. So I'm gonna have to hashtag challenge myself. So it's just important. It's important to get it in. It doesn't matter how many times. It's about getting started, right? So we're gonna get started on some disciplinary areas, budgeting, backing off of Starbucks. We're gonna back off of any binge TV watching that we're doing, shopping unnecessarily when we really don't have it. It can go someplace else, right? Yeah, those things. It can help somebody else, right? What are some other disciplinary areas that people talked about? Reading, spending more time reading, getting away from HGTV and the Food Network and Celebrity Family Feud and the Chrisleys Knows Best. And you guys don't have those issues. Does anybody else other than me have those issues? There's some people that I know have a Lucy, I Love Lucy issue. They watch all the episodes of I Love Lucy and have seen them probably 50 times over. The same ones. So I know some folks with that issue. So there are some things that we need to change, and can't be afraid to change them, and can't be afraid to humble ourselves, be vulnerable, right? Vulnerability is not always a bad thing. Vulnerability says I showed up in the arena to make a change. Show up, be in the arena. Don't sit back in the cheap seats and throw stuff at folks that are trying. If you can't get in the arena, don't get on here, start throwing stuff down and sitting from the cheap seats. Get in the arena with the rest of us and bring about a change and help someone make a change. All right. So now, I said that we were going to be next month. We're going to start on Wednesdays, 4:30. Wednesdays, 4:30. We're going to do that. We're going to have a new word. And the new word, how much time I got? The new word will be forgiveness. Some of us have some issues with forgiveness, and we are approaching a very interesting season where we spend time with family, we spend time with friends, some of us meet new people. Some of us are holding on to some things that we don't even think has anything to do with the way we're living life. And again, Creative Chatter is here for us to recognize and make changes on how we see life, how we do life, right? So the new word for October is forgiveness. And we're going to have some guests. I can't tell you who they are, but we're going to have some invited guests. And I want you to be here. I want you to share, because they're going to share. I'm going to share. And we are going to bring about some change in the area of forgiveness. My prayer, my hope. Because why? There is always hope at CC's table. Hope for change. Hope for growth. Hope to progress here at CC's table. So this is my ta-ta for now. I will see you 4:30. Is it next week? October. Next week. Next Wednesday. Be here. Tell a friend. All right? Until then, always remember and share. There's always hope at CC's table. Bye. Bye for now.